Hello dear children, in this video number 2nd of Footprints Without Feet, we are going to start further. Let's start the story. Eager to get away from crowded London, he took a train to the village of Iping, where he booked 2 rooms at the local inn. Now, it was very difficult for Griffin to be there in the street of London without dress, because here his life was at risk. So he took a train and he went to Iping village, where he booked 2 rooms. There in an inn he booked 2 rooms for his further experiments. The arrival of a stranger at an inn in winter was in any case an unusual event. That time winter season was going on, and in winter season generally people never visit areas, because this is the time everybody prefer to be at their own houses. So in the village Iping, it was also a very unusual case that in people get guests. That was certain very unusual. A stranger of such uncommon appearance set all tongues wagging, because on his body, on his face, bandages were there. He has arranged artificial nose also, that is of pink color, and big hat he was every time carrying. So his appearance was also unusual, that he became a mystery for the other people of Iping village. Mrs. Hall, the landlord's wife, made every effort to be friendly. Mrs. Hall was the owner's wife of the inn where Griffin took shelter, and she wanted to be very friendly because she was very happy at this winter time also they get guests in their inn, because that time was not supposed to be good for business. But Griffin had no desire to talk and told her, "My reason for coming to Iping is a desire for solitude." Solitude meaning peace. "I do not wish to be disturbed in my work." But Griffin never entertained his approaching way of friendship. Even he blankly said that I had come to Iping village because he said he wanted peace, and he did not want any sort of disturbance. An accident had affected my face. He created a false story that one accident took place, that is why he got no problem on his face, so he did not intend to meet someone. Satisfied that her guest was an eccentric, whimsical artist, a scientist, and in view of the fact that he had paid her in advance, Mrs. Hall was prepared to excuse his strange habits and irritable temper. Though Griffin's temper was very irritable, he never showed any sort of friendliness towards Mrs. Hall's friendly attitude. But because Mrs. Hall was getting enough money in advance, so she tolerated everything. She was an extremely business-minded lady, and she was comfortable with the strange habits, strange nature of Griffin. But the stolen money did not last long, and presently Griffin had to admit that he had no more ready cash. From London, Griffin had stolen certain amount, so now his amount was going to be exhausted, because stolen money could not last long. Every now and then he was depositing advance to Mrs. Hall. Now his money was about to finish, and presently Griffin had to admit that he had no money ready cash. Now he said to Mrs. Hall that he did not have any cash amount. He pretended, however, that he was expecting a check to arrive at any moment. Though he pretended, because there was not any such case that he was going to get certain amount in check very soon, but right now he did not have cash. This thing he told in advance to Mrs. Hall. Shortly afterwards, a curious episode occurred. Very early in the morning, a clergyman meaning related to church, and his wife were awakened by noises in the study. See, on the one hand, Griffin's money was exhausted. He needed to arrange some money. So now what happened? Strangely, one strange episode happened. In the clergyman's house early morning, they noticed some noise. Creeping downstairs, they heard the clink of money being taken from the clergyman's desk. There, when they went to downstairs from their bedroom, they noticed somebody was taking the amount or money from the clergyman's desk. Without making any noise and with a poker grasped firmly in his hand, the clergyman flung open the door. Surrender. Clergyman opened the door. He was hearing the noise from his bedroom. He came and quickly he opened the door and he asked the thief to surrender. Then to his amazement, meaning astonishment, he realized that the room appeared to be empty. But he couldn't believe in his eyes. The noise was coming up, but there was no one in the room. He and his wife looked under the desk and behind the curtains, and even up the chimney. There was not a sign of anybody. Yet the desk had been opened and the housekeeping money was missing. Though the clergyman's wife and he himself searched each and every corner of the room, but nowhere anybody was seen. But the drawer was open, the money was not there, but nobody was visible. Extraordinary affair, the clergyman kept saying for the rest of the day. Rest of the day, the clergyman was discussing this episode with each and everyone. But it was not extraordinary as the behavior of Mrs. Hall's furniture a little later that morning. That morning seems to be the morning or the day of some strange experiences. On the one hand, clergyman found someone came in his house, stolen the money, but nobody was visible. Actually, Griffin did this stealing because all his money was exhausted. And on the other hand, at Mrs. Hall's inn, what was the case? The landlord and his wife were up very early and were surprised to see the scientist's door wide open. Usually it was shut and locked, and he was furious, meaning angry, if anybody entered his room. See, that was the day of one festival where everybody drinks and enjoy the evening. That is why Mr. and Mrs. Hall wanted to do all the arrangements for their own extra benefits when people will come to enjoy wine in their clubhouse or in the pub. So they also wake up early and they found that the room of a stranger was open. Generally, it used to remain shut.